Hello, Starlight. Welcome back to Dreamweaver Tales. Tonight, I'm inviting you into a calmer corner of the cosmos where my amethyst castle glows softly against the sky and the world slows itself down just for you. This story follows Mae Nebula winding down after a long day tending her star gardens. You'll hear about warm wildflower candles, sparkling bath bubbles, cozy blankets, cosmic rain, and the gentle purr of her orange stripey kitty as she settles into the softest bed in the heavens. So get comfortable, let your shoulders loosen, and let this story cradle your mind as we drift into a peaceful night together. You're safe here, and the stars are watching over you. Let's begin. The amethyst castle in the sky glowed softly against the night. Its violet facets shimmered with an inner light, as though the stone remembered every dream that had ever drifted across the heavens. Tonight, the castle pulsed with a slower rhythm, a gentle heartbeat of magic, because its keeper needed rest. Mae Nebula had spent the entire day tending her star gardens, and even magic could feel heavy on tired shoulders. The gardens had bloomed wildly that afternoon. Ribbons of stardust had curled around her ankles as she worked. Constellation vines had tangled themselves playfully in her hair, refusing to be trimmed until she coaxed them free with a patient hum. Firefly bright asters had bloomed faster than she could place them into their celestial beds. It had been beautiful work, but long and full, and as the evening approached, a quiet ache settled into her body like the warm weight of a comet finally ready to sleep. She stepped through the grand archway of her castle's bathing chamber, and the room welcomed her with a soft glow. Hundreds of magical candles flickered to life, each releasing a breath of warm midsummer fragrance. The scent unfurled into the air like an enchanted meadow waking beneath a rising sun. Wildflowers, honey petals, soft green stems, sweet wind curling lazily through tall golden grass. The aroma wrapped around her, a loving sigh of nature and magic entwined. Her elegant tub waited at the center of the chamber. It was carved from a single enormous amethyst cluster, its edges smoothed by ancient spellcraft. Water shimmered inside, warmed to the perfect temperature, swirling with sparkling bubbles that gathered more eagerly the closer she stepped. When she waved her hand, a constellation drifted overhead, forming a gentle, glowing canopy. Mae lowered herself into the bath, and the water embraced her as if it had been waiting all day. Bubbles blossomed around her skin, soft as silk, clinging to her like delicate clouds. She sank deeper, letting the warmth dissolve the lingering tension from tending the gardens. Her muscles loosened, her breath softened, her thoughts floated. Above her, the constellation canopy shifted into a slow cosmic dance. Pale silver stars sweeping lazily across the ceiling, faint nebulas drifting like dream tides, subtle sparks flickering in hypnotic patterns. The candles flickered in harmony, their wildflower perfume deepening into a tender sweetness. For long moments, Mae lay perfectly still, listening to the tiny fizz of the bubbles. They crackled softly, like tiny fireworks blooming underwater. When they rose and popped on the surface, each sound was delicate and soothing, as if the bath whispered tiny blessings onto her skin. She closed her eyes. Warm water flowed over her shoulders. The fragrance gathered around her like a meadow curled into a lullaby. Her breath synced with the gentle burble of the bath. Her tiredness began to melt away, slow and steady. A few of her star-glass hairpins floated free and drifted among the bubbles, catching the candlelight and sending soft refractions across the room. The effect looked like tiny rainbows drifting over the amethyst walls, dissolving into soft purple glimmers. The whole chamber felt alive with tenderness. Minutes passed like petals drifting down a quiet stream. Mae lifted one leg through the water, watching droplets slide over her skin. They shimmered like liquid moonlight, slipping down into the bath with a soft musical kiss. She wiggled her toes beneath the bubbles, enjoying the childlike joy of movement and warm water. The bubbles gathered around her ankles again, rising cheerfully as though celebrating her relaxation. She cupped warm water in her hands and let it pour over her chest, breathing deeply as the heat soothed her muscles. Then she leaned back into the cradle of the amethyst tub, letting the stone's natural magic hum beneath her spine. A quiet vibration, gentle and resonant, like a lullaby sung by the earth itself. Mae let her mind drift. She thought of her star gardens, softly glowing under the night sky. The constellation vines she had trimmed now curled peacefully around their trellises. The aster blooms that had opened earlier now shimmered with their own mellow glow. Everything was in its place. Everything was safe. She stayed in the bath for a long, slow stretch of time, breathing deeply, drifting with the warmth, letting the water lift the last of the day from her body. Eventually, the bubbles began to settle into a delicate blanket over the surface. Mae stretched her arms above her head, then slowly stood, droplets falling in graceful patterns onto the amethyst floor. She stepped onto a plush towel embroidered with tiny silver stars and wrapped herself in another, its softness cloud-like. The candles dimmed automatically to a gentler glow, as though whispering goodnight. Mae padded quietly through the corridors of her glowing castle. Soft purple light shimmered through the crystal walls, illuminating her way like fireflies leading her home. Her footsteps echoed lightly on the floors, a slow and peaceful rhythm. Her bedchamber awaited her with open arms. The enormous bed sat nestled in a rounded alcove of crystal, its sheets plush and creamy, piled with pillows that looked like captured moonbeams. Her orange stripey kitty, drowsy and purring, lifted his head when she entered, blinking lazy approval. His tail curled, inviting her to join him. A small table beside the bed held a steaming mug of lavender tea, its scent calming and floral. She lifted the cup, inhaling the warmth, letting the relaxing aroma mingle with the wildflower perfume that still clung to her skin. Each sip carried a gentle floral sweetness, and a cooling whisper, as if the tea had captured twilight in liquid form. She set the mug down and slid beneath her blankets. The bed welcomed her instantly. The plush bedding rose around her with the softness of deep moss and enchanted clouds. Her kitty curled into the crook of her arm, purring like a small, loyal star engine. Mae stroked his fur, feeling her own breathing slow to match his. The windows of her chamber were vast and curved, giving her a clear view of the night sky. Stars shimmered beyond the crystal walls, gathering in clusters like watchful guardians. They glittered brightly, keeping silent vigil over their cosmic gardener. Outside, the soft patter of rain began. The sound drifted across her window like a gentle percussion of stardust falling onto glass. Each delicate tap was calming, rhythmic, grounding. It mingled with the soft crackles of the fireplace at the foot of her bed. Flames danced in hues of lavender and pale blue. Their spellfire glow flickered across the room, painting warm shapes onto the amethyst walls. Mae pulled her blankets closer around her shoulders. She closed her eyes and let the sounds wash over her. The cosmic rain falling, the fire crackling, her kitty purring, the faint hum of the castle itself. Her heartbeat slowed. Her mind softened. Her body sank deeper into comfort. The last of her tension drifted out of her like a leaf carried by a peaceful current. The candles in her bath chamber, now far down the hall, sensed her approach to sleep and gradually extinguished themselves. The castle dimmed to a gentle glow, humming with protective magic. The stars outside brightened just slightly, as if tucking her in. Mae Nebula exhaled one final long breath. The wildflower scent still lingered in her hair. Her heart felt peaceful, grounded, and warm. The cosmic rain continued its soft lullaby. Soon she drifted into dreams, curled in her impossibly cozy bed, wrapped in blankets of starlight and lavender. Her orange kitty snuggled against her side. The amethyst castle shimmered faintly around her, a sanctuary floating among the clouds. And through the night, the stars kept watch, silent, gentle, loving, until morning. Thank you for spending this dreamy evening in Mae Nebula's castle with me. I hope the warmth of the bath, the glow of the candles, and the hush of the cosmic rain helped your body relax and your mind float a little lighter. If you'd like more celestial bedtime stories, soft-spoken adventures, or cozy cosmic comfort, you're always welcome to return here. Let your breath stay slow and gentle. Let your thoughts settle like stardust drifting to rest, and sleep sweetly, knowing you're held, protected, and cherished. Good night, starlight, until our next dream.